Guys, have you ever played Civilization? Civilization is one of the best running active strategy game franchises of all time. An absolute giant. And this is the first official gameplay showcase of Civilization 7. I'm very excited. Who's narrating? Wait, there's a narrator? I don't know. It used to be Sean Bean. I'm obsessed with it. I played like thousands of hours of Civ 4 and 5 and hundreds of Civ 6. I like Civ 6 a lot, but I just didn't have time for it.
Throughout our history, ordinary people have done
Brienne of Tarth. It's Brienne. It's the large lady. Brienne of Tarth. Hell yeah, look at that.
Extraordinary things.
This is a great choice. This is a great choice.
Illuminating our potential. They inspired movements.
Age of Empires, yeah.
Created
I like the music in this. Music in this is brilliant.
Destroyed the indestructible. Ordinary people chose to change the world, chose to dream.
It's like a whale of a time, yeah.
To build, to hope.
She's a great narrator.
To always hope.
She's a great actress in general.
For one of us, there's hope for us all. Now it's your turn to reimagine civilization.
Yes.
And build something you believe in.
Ooh, chills. I like it. And it's coming out soon. February, guys. That's only 6 months away. It's really not that far away. Official gameplay showcase, man. I'm excited. We really don't know anything about this game so far.
Hello, Civ fans.
Wait, their headquarters in Baltimore?
On behalf of all of us here at Firaxis Games, we'd like to welcome you to a first look at the next chapter in our Civilization franchise.
I used to live in Maryland. What the hell? I didn't know that Civilization was headed in Baltimore. That's crazy. I could have gone to their offices.
Civilization 7. You know, looking back 30 years ago, Civilization was created during a time when we were still learning what games could really be. We were searching for that next big challenge to take on, which led us to thinking, what could be greater than putting the entire history of the world
Gotta
into
go to Baltimore, yeah.
game
Baltimore's a hellhole.
and make it fun.
True.
3 decades later, it's because of your passion, your love for Civ, that we're still here today. In every game of Civ, you've gone on a journey to build an empire to stand the test of time.
Man.
And now the journey continues.
Civilization is one of those franchises that you have to give respect to. It is one of those franchises that's changed everything in gaming. It's like one of those. Rationality and community. Yeah, I mean it is true though, Otterfey. Civilization basically was one of the largest strategy game franchises since its inception all the way till now. It's a literal juggernaut of the genre. It's really, really cool. And a lot of the other, games that come out these days that are, strategy games, turn-based strategy games like this, basically build upon Civilization in many ways. It's this lovely, give and take relationship where Civilization will come out with new mechanics in a game. Other game makers, indie game makers and so on, will make their own version of Civilization-esque type of game where they take those mechanics, add their own spin to it. And then the next Civilization game will take those ideas and put their own spin to it. So it's this innovation that just goes back and forth. And it's so good. We have because we have we have Old World now. We have there's so many. Old World's the only one that comes off the top of my head. We played that. We played literally 4 different Civilization style games, at least the demos of in early access over the past year. Otterface. It's really cool. It's really, really cool. Lots of amazing indie games as well. And then there's a lot of back and forth. So In a good way.
Prepare to take just one more turn on February 11th, 2025, when we launch Civilization 7 across PC and consoles, all on day one for the first time in franchise history. This is by far the biggest, the most ambitious game we've ever made at Firaxis. It represents a significant gameplay evolution for the Civ franchise, and it's a game we plan to support for many years to come. Today, you'll learn about the vision for the game, the driving force that inspired our biggest new feature. You'll see your Civ world brought to life like never before, and you'll discover why Civilization 7 promises to be a revolutionary new chapter in this franchise that we all love so dearly. Please enjoy.
Civilization is the foundation of Firaxis.
Yes.
Whether you've been
The
playing since the
OG.
MS-DOS days or
Oh,
have
yeah.
joined us more recently,
Oh yeah.
we're so grateful for your continued passion and support.
Did it freeze? Okay, it froze for a moment.
When you walk
Sorry
around
about
our
the freeze.
studio, you can feel the energy and excitement. You can see how inspired our people are to come in and build the next Civ game.
They look happy.
Civilization is the ultimate historical strategy game.
There he is,
Your
Ed
goal in
Breach,
Civ
the
is to
legend.
build an empire to stand the test of time.
He's been heading these games
You
for a
select
while.
a civilization, led by a famous historical leader, and guide your Civ's journey across the entire span of human history. You shape your empire piece by piece, from what technologies you want to research to what civics you want your society to uphold. And you compete with others on the world stage, engaging in diplomacy, negotiating alliances, and sometimes going to war.
In every Civilization game, your empire has always been represented by a single civilization. You play through the entire span of history as that one civilization. This time around, we want to take you on a new journey.
For the first time ever, in Civilization 7, the story of your empire isn't just that of a single Civ, but several connected together through time. At the dawn of each new age of human advancement, you'll select a new Civ to represent your empire. You'll build on and carry forward your previous achievements while unlocking new gameplay bonuses to reinforce or pivot your strategy. And by the end, you'll have forged a unique path through history. To show you what we mean, let's take you through the story of one such empire.
Is there a Civ game that isn't 10,000 hours of reading to start? I love reading, but loaded up a Civ game once and like make a decision, use 5 textbooks. I would say Civ 6 is probably the simplest out of the most recent Civs to play. In terms of like 3, 4, 5, 6, Civ 6 is probably the easiest, and they're like easier modes and all that. But yeah, I think that's I think Civ 6 is probably the easier one. And they're like, you know, they're in-depth strategy games. Turn-based strategy will always be more in-depth than other style games on RFA. But I would say like Civ 6 is the most accessible, and they tried to go for more accessibility on that one. Yeah, week of my life getting to play. It is more like strategy games are very much the style of you are going to fail and you're going to learn from the failures. Does that work? It absolutely works. It works with almost every game actually on a lot of levels, Otterfey. But like, yeah, the more you play those types of games like Dark Souls, the more you play Dark Souls, the more you fail, the more you learn. Same with Tarkov. Tarkov is a very hardcore style game. A lot of these games, yeah, you banged your head on. Exactly. That when you learning through failure, Otterfey, is something that a lot of these games teach better than any other media for sure. And learning through failure is a very important lesson to learn, I think. Never played a person? Yeah, you don't even have to play a person. You can play against the computer, start on easy, start on very easy. It'll give you a lot of bonuses and stuff and allow you to learn the mechanics a little bit easier. And don't take your civilization dying as a failure. Take it as a learning experience. That's it. It's a different perspective.
It is the dawn of a new age. The age of antiquity, where humanity begins to take its first steps into the annals of history. The great pharaoh, Hatshepsut, leads the civilization of ancient Egypt. Among the arid desert lands and a winding river, the seeds of our people are rooted in sand and water.
The
To
minions.
discover what
Oh my
treasures
god.
and dangers lie beyond, a brave scout
The game already looks beautiful. Like, it just straight up looks beautiful.
begins to survey and map the surrounding lands. As our population grows, a new granary is built to store food for hungry mouths. Its location decided, a new district is formed.
Okay, so they're doing the district
And
system
construction
again.
begins.
This district system was what they added in Civilization 6.
More food available. Our people look
Christine,
to make
welcome. Good to see
improvements
you.
to the land. An ancient fruit, ripe for cultivating, is spotted. Dates will provide more sustenance for our citizens, and their sweetness will make the people happy. A plantation is constructed to harvest this valuable resource. Over time, our city continues to grow as more urban and rural developments spring forth. We pursue advancements in technology to serve the needs of our people. Breakthroughs in irrigation further enhance our food production,
Okay.
while sailing unlocks
When did
our
Revolution
ability
come
to
out? What is
traverse
Revolution?
the nearby waters. It is now possible to journey further and expand our
Okay,
empire.
so okay.
With a deft
Wait.
hand,
Is it just me, or did we not see a builder? It looks like builders are not a thing in Civilization 6. Sorry, 7. That's huge. Builders have been in every Civilization game. This is new. Civilization Revolution. I'm not sure if I know that one particularly.
our scout travels along a navigable river. Their tenacity is rewarded with the discovery of a breathtaking series of waterfalls. This natural wonder of the world attracts the imagination of our people, and brave settlers begin the long trek to claim new land for the Egyptian Empire. A new town is established near the majestic falls. A town starts from humble beginnings and
Okay.
is initially used to gather nearby
Oh,
resources.
360? Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't have a
Perhaps in the
360.
future,
That makes sense.
This town will grow large enough to specialize and gain its own identity as a city.
What do you mean? Otterface. So, a Civilization has leaders from all around the world. You can play as Wu Zetian, the Chinese empress. You can play as oh god, you can play as Gandhi. You can play as it's like all of these different world leaders. A lot of whom, like, even if you're a student of history, like I am, I didn't even really know about some of these people, and I learned about them through Civilization and then looked them up. So yeah, you play through the game mechanics with them, but like you play as those characters. You play, that's your leader, and they all have different perks. They have different situation stuff. That's one of the beauties of Civilization. Absolutely.
Our expansion does not go unnoticed. A foreign scout is spotted, revealing the existence of a nearby independent power. Initial hostilities are tempered over time as friendly relations begin to form. And peace does not dampen our ambitions. Our people strive forth to create great wonders the world has never seen before. As we continue to expand and explore the continent, we encounter new civilizations. They are eager to engage in a bartering of ideas and goods. Trade
So many
routes
guns,
are
yeah, lots of
established,
guns.
providing mutual access to each
Senna,
empire's
yeah, Senna's strong
resources.
right now.
But our rapid growth does not go unnoticed. Our neighbors' ambitions rival our own, setting us on a collision course. War is no longer
War.
avoidable.
Yes.
A great army is raised,
Okay.
led by formidable commanders who spur our
Oh,
force.
also, by the way, Otterfey, a lot of the characters, you can play some of them as science, some of them as culture, some of them as growth, some of them as trade, this, that, and whatever. There's like, there's a lot of those. Yeah, no, Otterfey, the game has been pretty good about that, yeah.
Quickly across the land. Spears and arrows
Multiple
make way
win
for
conditions,
iron
exactly.
swords and armor.
And some of the games do it better
the
than
battles
others.
are fierce.
Like for me, Civ 5, I actually like, I mean, Civ 5 is my most played Civilization game, but pretty much every game of Civ 5 turned into you either boost science or you lose the game. And it was really, really maddening to me after a while. To be fair, I played it thousands and thousands of hours. But I thought Civ 6 actually did the broader changes and like the other win conditions far, far better than Civ 5 did, in my opinion. Like I know it's a harsh opinion. If you're watching this video and you disagree with that, that's totally fair. I don't mind. Look, Civ 4 is my favorite. So, but I think Civ 5 basically was a science race every game. Yeah.
We emerge victorious.
An fabulam recte egi.
But the challenges of this age have shaken our mighty Egyptian empire to its core. The world changes. We feel the pages of history turn as the age of antiquity comes to a close. A new age of human advancement approaches. The age of exploration.
You love Dominions, I
A
know.
new age brings forth new challenges.
Okay.
And new opportunities.
So it looks like we have something called attribute points. Legacies. Okay, so this looks like they're taking stuff from the other indie games, like I'm saying, Old World and stuff. They had some of these types of deals, and they just like give these extra bonuses, so you can more tailor make your run.
To research.
That's cool. I like that.
New resources to acquire.
I like that.
New lands to explore. If we are to take on the challenges of this new age, we must adapt and select a new civilization to represent our empire.
Okay.
One that is better equipped to take on the challenges of the exploration
Wait.
age.
We can change our empire? Is that what they mean? That's interesting.
This new civilization builds on top of its past legacy.
So it
And
looks like
our
we can
actions
combine
in
civs.
this age will inevitably influence a future yet to come. As we evolve, so too do our neighbors.
Interesting.
The stage is set.
I like this, Ryan.
A new age begins. Will you follow a path set by history?
Oh, elephants.
Or will you pivot and forge something anew? What kind of empire will you make?
The
What
cities look gorgeous
strategies
in this,
will you
man. Oh my
pursue?
god.
The future is yours.
You
to
can
create.
incite raids. I saw
In
that.
Sid Meier's Civilization 7.
Empires Did That Growth. I heard that was good. Here we go. Ages. Okay.
The journey of Hatshepsut, brought to life by our wonderful new narrator, Gwendolyn Christie, is just one potential path you can take in Civilization 7.
Okay.
This is made possible by our biggest new feature, Ages. Ages are inspired by a transformational idea for Civ, that history is built in layers.
Added fire ants. Oh,
This
man.
idea is a way of understanding how civilizations have grown, changed, and evolved over time.
Think of the first civilizations of the world as creating an initial foundation. As a civilization grows, new layers are added to that foundation in the form of things like technologies, schools of
That
thought,
makes sense.
and cultural norms. At some point,
We've dealt with the cultural
civilizations
norms before.
faced with a crisis that defines their time must evolve.
Yeah, Sim Ant was
When
a
that
game.
happens, these past layers don't disappear. Instead, they now serve as a new foundation for the new civilization. As the cycle repeats, connecting the past, present, and future together.
Instead of playing as one single civilization across every age, you'll evolve your empire into a new civilization for each new age.
Can you imagine? You go Gandhi for growth early game, And then, like, you know, when you want to declare war on your enemies or whatever, you go like the Songhai Empire afterwards or whatever for like the Second Age or whatever. Holy smokes, man, this is crazy.
One that is
So
suited
they
to
really
take on
did
the
do this.
historical challenges of that time.
You go
Every
Germany
age
for industry.
is designed to be
late
like a
game.
historical sandbox, as a
For
way to really
example.
immerse yourself in that time.
What this also does is for multiplayer, you don't have the meta of you have to go only like a handful of civs. You can actually go whatever civ early game for the early game and then swap over depending on the needs of the game and the game state. I kind of really like that. That's cool. That's cool.
Everything inside an age is exclusive to that age. That includes things like which technologies and civics you can research, what resources are available to be
Dogpile?
gained,
Yeah, exactly.
which independent powers surround you, to even things like gameplay systems and civilizations, all unique to that age.
This is interesting.
Having unique civs
I like
for
this
each
idea.
age
I
is
love this
something
idea.
we're really excited about. In the past, every civ
Yeah.
needed to be balanced.
You're the same
across
one.
A game that spans all of history.
Exactly.
This naturally resulted in things like late era civs being strong in the late game, but
Yep.
weak early on. Now we can balance around the age itself.
Basically, like I played a little bit of multiplayer Civ 5, Civ 6, and with Civ 6, for example, like if you if you are like going what's it called, one of the warlike factions or whatever, and you're not giga winning the game by like, you know, turn 50, you just leave the game. Like people did that all the time, and it was just a miserable experience to play multiplayer. It was just like, what the fuck? So this is
means
much
we can
better,
give
I think, for
every
that.
civ
for sure.
bonuses, units, and buildings
Play good civ.
that are always relevant and powerful.
Yeah, we gotta
Having
play more
exclusive
Civ.
civs per age is also great for historical immersion. Every age feels like an epic showdown of some of the great powers of that time.
We'll have 3 ages for you to play.
Okay.
The Antiquity Age,
All right.
when
Ancient age or
agricultural
whatever.
societies begin to cluster into urban centers,
Okay.
forming the foundations of the first civilizations. The Exploration Age, when the desire for precious commodities
Hey,
from
Ryan,
distant
maybe
lands
I'll play
spurs
the mains with
empires
you.
to stretch across great oceans. And the Modern Age,
Okay.
a period of incredible
So
technological
it's like
growth and global conflict,
three various
where
eras.
mankind goes from the development of the steam engine
That means we can combine up to 3 civilizations together in order to, like, you know, get our entire gameplay. That's
to
interesting.
the splitting of the atom. Every age can be played on its own or woven together into a full campaign.
In past games, civs and leaders were always tied together and came as a package deal of agendas, abilities, units, and more. With civs being exclusive to ages, we're excited to introduce a new innovation for leaders. For the first time in franchise history, leaders are now selected independently
Humankind,
from
yeah.
civilizations.
Yeah. Humankind was the one I couldn't remember. Humankind did this. Old World did a little bit of this as well. Nick Fidelis. There's a few. There's like, I think 4 or 5 indie, you know, Civ-like games that I played over the past 2 years just from Steam. Nick Fidelis. There's like 4 or 5 of them, and a lot of them have done this recently. And I think Civilization saw this. Sid Meier was like, you know what, we're gonna put this in our shit as well. And this is like the history of Civ. Civ will take stuff from indie games will take stuff from Civ. It's like I said earlier, a really nice back and forth, which is quite different than other game genres, in my opinion. I love how they do this.
You can now mix and match unique parts of different civs and leaders, unlocking all new strategic combinations.
Yep.
Staying true
I like the
to
combinations.
Civ's spirit of experimentation. For players who want to stick to more historical pairings, a useful indicator will appear on the Civ selection screen.
What is this?
We're also taking the opportunity to expand who we consider to be a leader in Civilization 7.
Okay.
We'll continue to have traditional heads of state, such as Hatshepsut, but we're also excited to have new leaders in areas such as philosophy, religion, science,
Oh!
and more.
Oh, shit!
Having
So we can have Ben Franklin instead of, like, you know, just straight up only George Washington, for example. Okay, I like that. That's cool. I think that's Sun Tzu as well.
Leaders stay the same across
Yeah.
ages helps bring a sense of who you're playing against in Civilization 7. It also gives you the opportunity to keep the theme of evolution going. As your empire evolves from one age to the next,
Okay.
it's important that your leader grows as well.
Leader attributes.
All leaders
That's new. So each leader has a skill tree, it looks like.
now have attributes that can further specialize
pretty
their
cool.
skills. These attributes can be gained in a variety of ways, from completing narrative events to rewards for researching certain technologies and
The
civic.
narrative events is something that was in the indie game versions as well, like Humankind, like Old World and stuff. So, you know, and those got it from Crusader Kings, which took the strategy world by storm. When Crusader Kings 2 was like hitting it big, what was it, like 7 years ago or something? Yeah, that game was like gigantic back then. And so, yeah, I love how all these games are building upon each other. This is really nice. I love this.
Overall, leaders are getting a huge upgrade. They're more powerful, more varied, and more strategically interesting than ever.
Right.
We cannot wait for you to discover your new favorite leader. in
Broken
Civilization 7.
combinations. Oh, yes. It's the only way.
When one age ends and you begin an age transition, it is an incredibly exciting moment.
Okay.
You'll select a new civilization to represent your empire in the new age. You'll choose parts of your...
I wonder if they'll have bonuses for doubling up. Like if you're already starting as, you know, Cleopatra, Egypt, if you stick with that, will you get like a stacking bonus? If not, I feel like that's something they should definitely add, because I don't know, that would at least give like the traditionalists something to really enjoy as well. And it doesn't have to be like broken, but like, you know, just something that'll help you compete. Because otherwise, everyone will be swapping from like one thing to another, no matter what. I think having that choice be a cost and benefit thing, it'd be interesting. Isn't Cleopatra herself a civilization jump though? What do you mean? No. Cleopatra in Civilization 6 and 5 was a singular character, and like she was Egypt. She was one of Egypt's leaders, and you would play, for example, Civ 5. It would be just her playing as Egypt. Oh, you meant IRL? Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, exactly. That's fair.
past Civ to carry forward into the new one. And the game map literally expands, filled with new independent powers to befriend, new resources to acquire, and new discoveries to be made.
So every age actually adds shit on the map? That's really cool. That's really, really cool. So if you're in a shitty starting area, which is always a problem in Civilization, you know, maybe in the next age, if you tough it out, you'll have a big turn where suddenly that shitty starting area has a whole bunch of shit pop up. You kind of had that a little bit when you used to get like new resources like oil and stuff like that. But like, I think they're doing it even more now. I think they're doing it even more. More connections and stuff. Yeah, exactly. And Arngrim, welcome, my friend. Good to see you.
During an age transition,
Yeah,
there
if
are
you
a few
maintain your civ,
factors
you get
that
additional
determine
insights.
which civ you
Yeah.
can evolve into. This includes any historical connections between your previous and future civ, your choice of leader, and even certain gameplay decisions that you made in the past age. Every civ plays differently. Across your game, you might want to stay as true to history as possible, only selecting civs that have historical ties to each other. Or you might switch to civs that fit your strategic needs.
There are so many possible paths to explore.
So only certain civs will unlock others. Interesting. So because we got 3 horses, we could choose to get Mongolia later. Because we got the exploration age, we would get these. Because we picked Egypt, we would get this choice. That makes sense. I was wondering how they're going to like choose which ones. Or if it was like just play whatever.
There are so many possible paths to
This is cool. I like this. Okay.
So many different choices you can make. The potential for strategy in Civilization 7 is nearly endless.
If we build 5 boats, we get like, you know, a boat-related, a water-related one. Because the game is like, okay, you're near a whole bunch of water, that's why you're building boats. So here's a water civ that you can like add to your entire large civilization conglomerate. Yeah. Civ 7 is looking great so far, Angrim. Looking great.
Something we hear often
Really
from
good.
players is about how
I'm
when
excited.
you play a game of Civ, you forget the world around you.
Yep, one more turn.
Video games, more than any other medium, have this ability to completely immerse you in another universe.
Oh yeah, thousands
Whether
of hours
it's through
of
art, music, cinematic moments, or language, our goal is to bring your Civ world to life.
Thank you so much, Arnold.
Getting the look and feel for Civilization 7 right is critical.
Okay.
So it's important to make sure we are capturing that through our art style. I spent a lot of time as a kid in museums, especially in the diorama sections, and being able to walk by and
I love
see
this.
these
Yeah,
little
I used to do the same
miniatures
thing.
that aren't moving, but there's a story told
I love
in
museums.
them was something that I always
Natural
found
History
intriguing.
Museum was one of my favorites.
Technology changes every time we put one of these games out, and each time we put one out, we can do more. And we're at a spot in the industry now where we've just got a lot of tools and a lot of power under our belts to represent the entire world of Civilization.
Jelly?
We're hoping that the players can look into this game, see the
I lived in
diametric
Maryland,
detail
so
on
we had a
this,
lot of
and tell
museums
their
near
own
us.
stories that they never told
The
before.
Estonian was like a
Everything
car
is
right
going
away.
to fit together in such a different way than it has in the past from Civilization, and I think it's going to give you a much more realistic version of the simulation that you're trying to create. We took a lot what we learned in the Civ 6 and learned from that, trying to open up some more spaces and everything. And we adjusted the tone from 6 a bit, and I think it's what our fans are looking for. And I think it
looks like the it looks a little less cartoony, which is, I mean, I like the cartoony of Civ 6, but I prefer this for sure. This is closer to Civ 5 than it is to Civ 6. The other thing is, like, look how large the city is. Like, this is a pretty large set of cities. Like, this is a lot of districts. There's a lot of, like, non-empty space.
fit together in such a different way than it has in the past from Civilization, and I think it's going to give you a much more
really
realistic
cool
version of the simulation that you're trying to create. We took a lot what we learned in the Civ 6 and learned from that, trying to open up some more spaces and everything.
And we got the giant walls here, and then you have this big city here, you got this big city here, and like that giant city over there. Like, these are not far from each other. Like, I don't know if that was like game choice, like you wanted to build together, and like maybe it's better to build closer to your other cities now. But these are like huge cities, dude.
We adjusted
Very
the tone
big
from 6 a bit, and I think it's what our fans are looking for, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun for them. It's something that nobody else is doing, and nobody but Firaxis can
That's
do.
huge. That is, I don't know if that's one city or like multiple combined, but that's gigantic.
I think
way.
players will love how combat looks. We greatly expanded the variety of units in Civ 7.
That does look nice.
Units now constantly engage one another. You'll see and hear the clashing of swords and steel.
Okay.
Units have a higher level of fidelity than ever before. Everything from the little parts and pieces and details on the armor set.
Yeah, individual
to the
units are
entire
moving
representation
in the
of a
little
whole
crew.
army on a
That's cool.
battlefield. I feel like this is going to become your Civ. Like this is the one.
It's
It
my
has the look.
Civ. Not yours.
Firaxis takes its representation of different cultures in Civ 7 very seriously. Language is a critical part of civilization. It's how people tell their story.
This is something that they added, I think, what Civ 5 onwards, where they had like the characters speaking their actual language. I thought that was really cool. I always love that. I always love that touch.
This is important because we are trying to teach through this game, and it's important to our players. They want to see their cultures represented correctly. In many cases, some players have
Aquariums? I
never
love
seen their
aquariums,
cultures
yeah.
represented anywhere else. It brings great pride and joy to be able to see
Zoos,
themselves
aquariums, you know, all
included
those.
in the history of the world.
Music also plays an important role in bringing out the spirit and essence of each civilization. Every Civ has its own theme.
Right.
And we're excited to share that Chris Tin, who composed the Grammy Award-winning theme Baba Yetu for Civilization 4 and the main theme for Civilization 6, is returning for Civilization 7. And we cannot wait for you to hear it.
I didn't know that someone won an award for it. That's cool.
Represents just an initial look at what's to come in Civilization 7. We have so much more to share.
I think this is great
From
news, man.
gameplay
This
deep
is all
dives
W
to
so
first
far.
looks at new leaders and civilizations, to what you can expect from Civ 7 post-launch.
Sid Meier's Civilization 7 releases on February 11th, 2025,
and is available to pre-order today.
I'm not going to pre-order it.
Players who pre-order Civilization 7 will receive the Tecumseh Shawnee pack. And if you haven't already, be sure to create a 2K account and sign up for our Civ newsletter to receive the latest updates. Doing so will unlock the exclusive Emperor persona for Napoleon in Civilization 7.
Nice.
And as a special thank you,
never pre-order, yeah.
If you use that same 2K account to play Civ 6, you'll automatically unlock Napoleon's revolutionary persona in Civ 7. Check out our website at civilization.com for full
I'm pretty sure the personas are like actually different characters. So you can play as like a more industrious Napoleon versus a more warlike one. I think that's how it worked in Civ 6. I played considerably less though,
and be
I don't
sure
know.
to follow Civ for all the latest.
We hope you enjoyed this first look at Civilization 7. The entire team at Firaxis has been working very hard to make sure we deliver a game that gives you more reasons to take just one more turn.
Oh yeah, there it is.
As we welcome Civ 7 into the Civ family, I think back to the legacy of Civilization. The 30 years of development.
That's where we started.
Iteration, exploration of the
that was
millions
2.
of players that have contributed, of the billions of hours that have been played. I'm so proud
4?
to be here
That
for this
been
moment, welcoming Civ 7 into the family.
Holy smokes. What
February
a throwback.
11th, 2025 isn't too far away. We're excited to be taking this journey with you.
Man, I'm excited. I'm excited. Holy shit. Holy shit. Guys, what do you guys think? Oh, so there's still more. I love this sound. This soundtrack is really good. Feels very... Oh! Whoa, 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 whoa. Guys, boats are no longer limited to the ocean. That's... Oh my... That's a huge change. That's a huge change. Dude, one of the most frustrating things in Civ was if you are next to a lake, and your main city's next to a lake, and that's where you're like, you know, doing most of your industry and everything like that, you would have like, oh my god, it would be so annoying because you'd be in a lake, rivers would be coming out of it, but you couldn't traverse the rivers, like there wasn't like a boat could go in it, so anything you build on the lake in the water would just stay in that small little area, and you could not actually take it into the ocean in any real way, shape, or form. Now they kind of like fixed that a little bit in Civ 6 because you could have a district, a harbor district, kind of wherever you want in your city. So if you are next to the river, it's not just, sorry, if you're next to the lake or whatever, the large body of water, it's not just where your capital city is. It could be where you actually have your harbor district. So you can put your harbor district on the ocean or whatever. But still, it was still quite a little bit annoying. But yeah, there are navigable river tiles along the old type of river tiles now. Metal Bomb, do you mean 7 or do you mean like change at 6 that I didn't know about? Because yeah, this is new for me completely. Like I didn't know this is a thing. I'm so glad this is a thing. The fact that, you know, the boats can go up and down, this is huge. This is huge. I haven't really played Civ 5 or 6 yet. I played like 5,000 hours of Civ 5. I played way too much 5. Over 7, yeah. We covered the entire gameplay showcase. I'll definitely put this on YouTube, don't worry. We're just hitting the end of this. We missed you, Metal Bomb. It's good to have you back. Also, no more builders. There's no builder unit that I saw. I could be wrong. I had to, like, you know, try to glean some little details that they didn't outright say. Whoa. New commanders? They didn't really show that much. Don't know what to think about it. I think it's really good. Having no builders means you don't have to focus on production early game, just producing builders to like fix your tiles and stuff. Like you can actually do other things now. And they were starting to get away with that because they made the builders more broad in Civ 6, where you could do other things to the builders. You could use it to rush your monuments and so on and so forth. So they were already starting to change it and like move a little bit away from it. But yeah, I think this is actually a really good thing. So you can do more of the fun stuff rather than just builder spam Cinderlash. That's why I think it's good. So you can do like, actual tile improvements. You can do science production to just hit that next age instead of feeling bad about it. You can produce more fun units like, war units and other such things. And scouts to explore the map faster and so on. Especially because apparently every age is going to spawn new units, new civilizations, new this, new that all over the map as well. It's really, really, really good. So I'm very, very excited. Humankind is fun. Yeah, I actually played Humankind. I think we have Humankind on the YouTube, maybe? I'm not sure. But yeah, I did play. I played all of the indie versions of Civilization. Like Humankind, Old World. We played a lot of them. Absolutely. But yeah, guys, what do you guys think? I think this is pretty much all W's. I really hope they do have a bonus for sticking with your civilization straight through. Like if you're Egypt all 3 ages, it'll give you some extra bonus, extra insight. Someone in chat was saying, which makes sense. That could be like how they word it or whatever. Maybe some like, experience bonus. I don't know, something to help balance it out if you stick with the same civilization. Because if they force you to move from civ to civ and you have no choice but to move, I think that takes away a bit of choice. So yeah, that'd be pretty interesting. I really hope they do that. You like the economic micromanaging? Yeah, exactly. I love that as well, Cinderlash. That's true. I think no matter what, like I don't think I've ever played a Civ game I don't like, and I've been playing them since the very beginning. So I think they'll do a pretty good job no matter what. The pollution mechanic is so bad. Yeah, I didn't like Humankind's pollution mechanic. I agree with you. That was something that was quite annoying. And I'm really glad that they only added it in DLCs for, because they had it in Civ 6 as well. But it was a DLC thing. And it was like its own little game mode where you focus on like, global warming and things like that. But like it was a specific thing that they added on as opposed to in the base game. And if you don't like this mechanic, you're kind of screwed. Watch people like Swiffing Brit and Potomac Whiskey. Yeah, I know those names. I watched their stuff before, absolutely. And yeah, I know a lot of the big content creators in the Civ landscape, in the strategy landscape, actually got pulled. Actually got brought over to Baltimore, to Civilization headquarters, from the company, and they were able to get like hands-on access and stuff, which is really cool to see, but I've not covered it yet because A, I don't like spoilers, and B, I didn't get invited to those things, so I can't really cover it. So I would love to be able to cover that at some point. Maybe at some point, if you guys like these videos, give it a like, give it a sub, share with your friends, and maybe I'll get invited to some of those events later on to give you guys some new stuff as well. So yeah, if you guys like this video, let me know your favorite part. What are you most excited for in Civilization 7? Or what are you most worried about? For me, my only real worry is there any bonus for sticking with the same Civ? And are you able to, like, how broad did the choices get between the ages? My only other worry is that if you keep swapping between your Civ, the Civ won't feel as unique anymore. Now, I think that's a balancing thing. I think that Civilization has done these things very well in the past, so I think we'll be okay. And a lot of indie games have made those missteps already, so Civilization can learn from those missteps. Because some of the games did it better, some of the games did it worse. Several of the games have done it, though. And I think this is going to be really fun, though. I think it's going to be really fun. And I'm excited. And I will definitely be playing Civilization 7 when it launches. And we'll definitely be covering more information as it's released in the official channels for sure. So keep an eye out for that. And let me know in the comments below, like I said, your favorite part. Can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Build a civilization that'll stand the test of time. And also, what is your favorite way to play Civ? Science, culture, religion, war, which one? There's several different ways. I can't wait to hear. My favorite way was, you could only do it very rarely, but like build one city and just make it gigantic. Like an absolute all-encompassing, like crazy huge city. That was my favorite way of playing Civilization. Now, usually most Civilization games didn't like it when you played tall. They wanted you to play wide. Civ 6 is very much a play wide game. Civ 5, very much a play wide game. You know, I like that less, but it was still pretty fun. You know, it was definitely one of my issues. Yeah, $200 worth of DLCs. Yeah, monetization. Yeah, monetization could be an issue. You know, a lot of games make that misstep. I really hope they don't do that. That's a good point, Cinderlash. That could be an issue. I don't think they've gone too egregious with DLC before. They've had some. Like Civ 6 had a lot of DLCs. You know, character DLCs and so on. But hopefully they do that better. I do hope that they don't. Like, the gaming landscape is different than when Civ 6 came out. Like, people don't take it up the ass anymore. Like, if a game company makes way too many DLCs for you to buy, people will just get upset with the game. And I would too. I will absolutely promise you, I will call it out if Civilization makes the same missteps that a lot of other game makers make nowadays, where they have 50 billion DLCs and expect you to buy them all. I think that is dog shit. I don't think that's a good idea to do. And I hope they don't do that. I hope they don't do that. If they ask for feedback, if they have surveys and stuff, I will definitely make sure to tell them that, now that I'm like regularly doing YouTube and stuff. So I'll add my voice to that lexicon. I can tell you that, you know, knowing Specific Brit, Potato McWhiskey, a lot of those other large creators, none of us like this. None of us are very happy with how Paradox runs things like that, for sure. So I hope that, you know, this game developer listens to that. I don't think they'll do that. Yeah, the other DLCs have not been too egregious, so hopefully it continues. Anyways, catch you in the next video.